Hey, sweet TV viewers, I'm spending a little time on Sunday in my favorite place with you in the Apple Store. Pretty cool, huh? So I just came from church. I went to two sessions today at two different churches, and you know, first of all, I'd like to say that I'm pretty happy that I don't get really disturbed by the anti-gay rhetoric that I hear. It's not often that I hear it, but when it does come around, I don't get that sinking feeling of, oh my God, I'm doing something wrong by being who I am. So I really want to thank all the supporters who've spoken out loud and said, hey, what people do is their business, especially if you can't help it. I mean, people are born in a lot of different ways, and being of a different sexual orientation is just one of them. So when I go to church, I guess I feel like I'm planning just to ask questions because I don't want to close down dialogue. I know people know me as being this outspoken person who's on YouTube making videos, planning TV shows, and trying to help the gay community. So I think that's why I'm receiving the challenge, which is cool. But I really don't want an argument. What I do hope to have is a conversation just about, I guess one question that comes to mind is if we're supposed to be Christians, or God fearing people, God loving people, what have you, why isn't that all of our neighbors aren't part of loving your neighbor as yourself? Why is it that we choose only certain ones? Or why is it that when people choose to talk about evil, they connect it with being gay? And what about all the other people that lived in Sodom and Gomorrah? Why do they only choose to pick out the gay people when there are a lot of things that were going on in Sodom and Gomorrah? Being gay is not going to go away. It's existed even before Christ because it's just another sexual orientation. And for people who just don't like to hear the word, don't like to talk about it, they probably have some deeper seated issues that need to be addressed. Sex is a normal part of humanity. It's part of being a human being. It's part of the reason why we're here, that we exist, is because of sexual interaction happens, and you know, boom, 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 we were born. But sex is not the only reason why, or procreation is not the only reason why people have sex. People also have sex to enjoy, and some people believe that that's right. Some people believe that that's wrong. Each individual in America, everybody has the right to their opinion. But I feel I guess a little weird about it being promoted as something evil in church, being promoted as something evil in school. That's why I believe that it's really great that the government has stepped up in some places to say, hey, you know what? You cannot discriminate against the minority population. Obviously, when you're openly LGBT, you can be a lot of different things. God fearing is probably one of them, but definitely persecuted is one of them. So you think that Christians, being a persecuted people, would understand that and be Christian like and support those people who are also persecuted. You think they want to fill their numbers with people who have gone through the struggle, similar, similar struggles to what Jesus went through, similar struggles to what they go through. But you know, for some, I guess not, and that's a shame. That's an opportunity for you to show God's work in action. But how many Christians actually take up that? How many Christians put that on their shoulder? Love your neighbor as yourself. Does that exclude gay neighbors? Got to think about that. Anyway, God is listening and watching. I'm not the one in control of anything. Neither of you. So eventually, I guess it'll be figured out. But the truth is, everybody deserves kindness, love, and respect. I don't care who you choose to put in your bed. If it's a person who's of age and consenting adult, that's your choice. It's not mine, and I'm not gonna hate you for that, and neither should anybody else, especially if they're supposed to be a God-loving, God-fearing Christian. Anyway, people choose to see and believe how they want to. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I'm not going to stop you. However, I do want to start opening up dialogue with other um, people who believe they're being called by God. Like, come on, the same Bible that you're saying is has the words of being anti this and anti that was used against black people, just like you and me, to justify slavery. Now, which scriptures are we going to use to justify that? I mean, we're not doing that anymore because we've so far evolved. But what's going to happen years later? Are we going to say, oh, some other thing is going to come up and be used to justify and discriminate against people? That's just really, I don't know. I just think it's like really, really old school to discriminate against people because of what they choose to do, or how they choose to live their lives, or to be themselves, who they are, who they believe is the best for them. If a person's choosing to live the lifestyle, then that's their choice. However, choice comes with upbringing, not only upbringing, but it also comes with what is in your DNA. Some people are just born to be gay. It's not a huge amount, so why not love those people? That really shows that you have the love of God in you. Why ostracize them and talk about them on Sunday? That's the thing I get really, really confused about. Why are you spending all of your time to talk about them on Sunday? Why don't we bring some of open up your closet door, open up your home? What are you doing? Where have you lacked in love and kindness and your Christianity? I mean, those are some of the questions that kind of go through my head. So I'm getting really ready for the conversations. I'm sure they're not going to start a civil war or anything like that, but hopefully they start to open up some dialogue because, as far as I can see, there are kids who are on the street because they're not being loved and cared for by their families because they're gay. I mean, is that your reasoning for kicking somebody out, for not loving them? You gave birth to that person. That person's in your family. That person has the same blood as you, and you ostracize them because they're gay? What sense does that make? You're not their partner. Why do you worry? Hey, maybe their partner actually loves them, doing what you couldn't do, what you wouldn't do as a Christian. Now, how big of you is that? I wonder. Anyway, the Home Foundation and Sweet TV are two of the efforts that I have seen as a huge need, and we're going to keep going. And we're going to celebrate who we are because there's no need if you are black, white, gay, straight, Chinese, Jewish, Buddhist, Israeli, Yemenites, South African, Argentinian. There's no reason for you to be not proud of who you are for any reason, especially if you're not out there hurting anybody else. So keep doing what you're doing and keep it sweet. It's Molasses Jones on Sweet TV. Keep watching and share this video with a friend. Let's talk about it. We're gonna keep breaking it down, keep going down, because you know what else? What else do we have except dialogue and communication? Anyway, love you out there. Peace. Thanks for watching. Really, really, really thank you. Keep watching Sweet TV.